173 degrees, that is the temperature difference across the United States right now. 104 degrees in Laredo, Texas, -70 in Alaska. And that kind of imbalance does not just sit there quietly, it snaps like a rubber band pulled to its breaking point. And when it lets go, it is coming for more than 270 cities across this country. Severe thunderstorms, ice storms, flooding, tornadoes, and it all starts tomorrow morning. Now here's what I need you to do. Drop a comment right now with the city or town where you live, because over the next 10 minutes, I am going to walk you through exactly when this hits your area, how bad it gets, and when it finally moves out, city by city, state by state. And if you stick around to the 5-minute mark, I am going to show you the one day this week that has the Storm Prediction Center issuing a rare 15% probability of significant severe weather. They do not hand those out for fun. That is the day you need to circle on your calendar. But first, let me tell you what is about to blindside millions of Americans tomorrow morning during the Monday commute. Right now, a classic cold air damming event is setting up along the eastern side of the Appalachian Mountains. High pressure to the north is wedging freezing cold air southward, and it is creating a dangerous layer of ice from West Virginia through Virginia, Maryland, and into Pennsylvania. This is not some distant threat. This hits Monday morning right in the middle of rush hour. Here is the timing. The freezing rain starts between 5 and 7 in the morning across the Shenandoah Valley. By 8 in the morning, it reaches the outer suburbs of Washington, District of Columbia, Frederick, Maryland, Harrisonburg, Virginia, the Interstate 81 corridor through the Blue Ridge, and Interstate 64 between Beckley and Lexington, West Virginia. That stretch is going to be treacherous. Now, 1/10 of an inch of ice does not sound like much, but let me put that in perspective. 1/10 of an inch of ice on a bridge or overpass turns it into a skating rink. Emergency rooms fill up. Fender benders stack up on every highway ramp, and that is exactly what we are looking at for Hillsville, Salem, Lynchburg, and everywhere along that mountain corridor. But here is the twist most people are not seeing. This ice threat is not just in Virginia. It stretches all the way back through Lexington, Kentucky, Louisville, Cincinnati, north of St. Louis, even near Kansas City. All of these areas could wake up to a glaze of ice on the roads tonight into Monday morning. So if you are in any of those cities, set your alarm 15 minutes early. Give yourself extra time. It could save your life. Now, as that system pushes northeast on Tuesday, the Interstate 95 corridor from Washington, District of Columbia, up through Philadelphia, New York City, and into New England gets its turn. It starts as snow, then transitions to sleet, then to freezing rain, and finally plain rain as the warmer air moves in. Upstate New York, you could see some decent icing. Higher elevations in Pennsylvania, same story. And up in Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine, a couple inches of snow is on the table. Not a blockbuster, but enough to make the morning commute messy from Boston to Portland to Augusta. Meanwhile, Cincinnati and Indianapolis, you are looking at a couple inches of snow on top of that ice glaze. Heavier bands are going to set up right over those metro areas. Springfield, Illinois, same deal. That combination of ice underneath and snow on top is a recipe for accidents. Do not underestimate it. All right, now here is where things get really interesting, and this is the part you do not want to miss. Starting Wednesday, severe weather season officially wakes up across the southern plains. A disturbance moving through will spark thunderstorms across southeast Oklahoma and north central Texas. Tulsa, Dallas, Fort Worth. These cities are in the crosshairs. We are looking at moderate instability and enough wind shear to support organized storms. That means large hail and damaging winds are both on the table Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday evening. But Wednesday is just the warm-up act. Thursday, the storms keep rolling. And then we get to Friday. Friday is the day I have been watching all week. This is the day the Storm Prediction Center has already flagged with a 15% probability of significant severe weather. Let me tell you exactly what that means. They are expecting supercell thunderstorms capable of producing large hail, potentially baseball-sized, damaging straight-line winds over 70 miles per hour, and yes, tornadoes, possibly strong ones. The target zone runs from Waco north through Dallas and Fort Worth, up through Oklahoma City and Tulsa, all the way to Springfield, Missouri and Kansas City. If you live anywhere in that corridor, you need a plan before Friday gets here. Know where your safe room is. Know where your nearest shelter is. Have your weather alerts set up on your phone. This is not about being scared. This is about being ready. The timing on Friday looks like storms initiate in the early afternoon across central Texas, then intensify through the late afternoon and evening as they push northeast. Peak severity is expected between 4 in the afternoon and midnight across the Dallas to Oklahoma City to Tulsa corridor. By Saturday morning, the threat shifts east toward Little Rock, Memphis, and Springfield, and do not think this is a one-day event. Saturday brings another round. The storms keep firing as that massive trough digs through the center of the country. Joplin, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, even areas east toward Nashville need to stay alert through the weekend. Now let me talk about the flooding threat, because this is the part that could actually affect more people than the tornadoes. When you stack up all the rain from Wednesday through the following Monday, we are talking about 4 to 8 inches across a huge swath of the country. The bullseye sits right over Fort Smith, Arkansas, where some models are spitting out totals near 10 inches over 7 days. But the flooding risk extends far beyond that. Dallas up to St. Louis, Springfield to Columbus, Cincinnati south of Chicago, north of Nashville, east of Topeka, west of Lexington, Kentucky. This entire region is looking at repeated rounds of heavy rain. And here is the critical detail. Even if you are in a drought area, 3 inches of rain in a short period overwhelms the soil. Creeks rise fast, low water crossings flood, storm drains back up. If you live near a creek or stream anywhere in that zone, keep your eyes on the water levels all week long. The Climate Prediction Center confirms above-average precipitation is likely for the entire Midwest, the Southern Plains, the Upper Midwest, the Great Lakes region, the Ohio Valley, and the Deep South. We are talking about Kansas City, Wichita, Omaha, Des Moines, Minneapolis, Milwaukee, Chicago, Detroit, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Louisville, Nashville, Memphis, Little Rock, Shreveport, Jackson, Birmingham, Atlanta, Charlotte, Raleigh, Richmond, and dozens more cities getting soaked over the next 10 days. Now, here is the other side of this coin, and it might actually surprise you. Before all that chaos arrives, you are going to get one of the nicest stretches of weather this year. Tuesday through Thursday, temperatures surge across the eastern two-thirds of the country. Houston hits 81 degrees on Friday. Nashville, 83. Cincinnati, 76. Chicago, 61. Kansas City, 70. Dallas, 80. Columbia, Raleigh, Richmond, 80 degrees. It is going to feel like May out there, but enjoy it while it lasts, because all that warmth is fuel. It is loading the atmosphere with energy. And when that cold air crashes south out of the Rockies and slams into all that warm, humid Gulf air, that is when the atmosphere explodes. You can literally see it on the models. Dew points surging above 65 degrees across Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Louisiana by midweek. Once those dew points hit 70, you are looking at a juiced-up atmosphere that is primed for violent storms. That is the engine driving everything from Wednesday through the following weekend. Now looking further out, around March 10th through the 12th, both the GFS and European models are showing a much more pronounced storm system developing. We are talking about a potential mid-latitude cyclone with a massive winter weather side to the north and a severe weather side to the south. The northern plains, Rapid City, Bismarck, Fargo, Minneapolis could see significant snowfall. Meanwhile, the southern side could bring another round of severe thunderstorms from Texas all the way to the Carolinas. That is still 10 days away, so the details will sharpen. But the signal is strong on both major models. And that tells me this pattern is not going away anytime soon. So let me bring it all together for you. Monday morning, ice from the Appalachians through the Ohio Valley. Tuesday, snow and ice for the Northeast and New England. Wednesday through Friday, severe thunderstorms ramping up across the southern plains. Friday is the big day, with the highest tornado and severe weather risk from Dallas to Kansas City. All week long, flooding rain stacks up across the heartland. And around March 10th, an even bigger system may be on the way. Over 270 cities are in the path of at least one of these threats over the next 10 days. That is why I need you to comment below with your city. Tell me where you are, and I will make sure your area gets covered in the next update. And speaking of next updates, here is what is coming. On Wednesday, I am going to break down the Friday severe weather setup in detail, storm by storm, hour by hour. including which cities have the highest tornado risk and at what time. You are going to want to see that one. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you do not miss it. One more thing before I go. If you have family or friends in Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, or Arkansas, send them this video right now. Friday could be a dangerous day and they need time to prepare. A 2-minute heads up today could make all the difference on Friday night when those sirens go off. Remember, do not be scared, be prepared, know your plan, know your safe spot, and stay with us all week because this weather pattern is just getting started. I will see you.